So what are you guys here doing?
So I'm retired and I've been involved in dog psychology and dog training for about 20 years.
Right.
And I train people's personal dogs, or I work with people to get their personal dogs in a place where they can serve others.
Okay.
So I primarily work in hospice and Alzheimer's, but in a lot of different environments. And so I have a YouTube channel and an Instagram channel, and we thought it'd be kind of interesting to get content to visit. And we've been to different dog parks. Sometimes at dog parks it's a little different where you see a lot of bad behavior. Like here, obviously, they're all friends, they know each other,
Right.
and it's pretty chill. But I go to some other places and it's chaos.
Right.
And so we just answer questions and give people opinions on what they might be able to do to fix a behavior.
Right.
And so we came this weekend, over the weekend, but in the middle of the day, and there wasn't anybody here. So we thought, well, let's give it another shot. We have some friends that live down in the area. He lives here, and I live in San Juan. And thought we'd just give it a try and see if there was anybody that wanted to ask questions while we were here.
Nice.
Honey wants that dog to play.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You ready to sit down that dog?
Yeah.
That was Hank did the old surrender and rolled his eyes back. I'm done.
Trinity Canines.
Yeah, we have my wife and I have a nonprofit. So my wife's a psychologist, and we have a low-fee counseling center in Mission Viejo, sliding scale for people that don't have insurance or whatnot.
Okay.
And then we do the dog work. We train dogs, and then we have miniature therapy horses, and they go out and visit.
How fun.
Yeah, if you go on our site, you'll see videos of them. We usually take them in, like this week we're going to Newport to a senior center that's got a couple of hospice patients. So hospice gets paid by Medicare. And so if you go into hospice, Medicare takes over the bills. But they don't pay for assisted living. They pay for a doctor, oxygen, a bed, but they don't pay for like the nurses. And part of the hospice care the only way hospice care providers get paid is if 5% of the care is provided by a volunteer. So they constantly are searching for volunteers because they need to have, like, that's a lot of care for somebody.
Right.
5% is still a considerable amount.
Yeah.
And as part of that, the patient will get a menu of things that the social worker will say, you know, Susie is not thriving. She's not connecting with people anymore because she's depressed. And they might bring in someone to do gentle massage on her hands or feet, or somebody to write their life bio for them, or just talk to them, spend some time. But a lot of them want animals because they don't have any connection anymore. They had pets growing up, they had pets their whole life, and now they don't. And in particular, like the dogs, there's a fair amount of dog volunteers, but with horses, very few. One, you have to have a miniature horse. You can't take a big horse into a hospital, but we have miniature horses, and we find so many people that grew up with horses, and a lot of times they're like, I never thought I'd smell this smell again, or I'd be able to touch a horse again. And so that's really meaningful. It's very emotional when you see it happen.
Yeah, I've thought about getting him into doing something like that. My last lab, he was a guide dog for the blind flunk out. But my mom would take him. She had and still has a little old granny friend that she visits in the hospital. And so she would take him once a week, and she's like, it's amazing how much happiness a dog can bring these people in
Right.
just a couple hours. She's like, when you walk in, it's such a depressing place, and by the end of the couple hours, just how much joy they've brought.
Speaking of
Yeah,
joy,
well,
I gotta get home and
yeah.
get a margarita.
It's time. Nice to meet you. Thanks for sharing your dog with us.
Back here again.
Yeah. Well, feel free to take a picture of our social sites. We do AKC trainings, and we do, it's all free. It's just our ministry. But we go through the AKC Canine Good Citizenship Test, which is usually kind of like the minimum entry level to take your dog in somewhere. And your dog already knows a lot of stuff, so it'd be kind of easy. But there's a ton of places around here that are looking for volunteers, and it's on your own pace. Well, I could tell your name's Augie because you got your name on your side there. Hi, Augie.
Oh, no.
Can I give
That's all it takes. Say my name.
Can I give Augie a treat? Okay. Can you sit? Augie.
Doggy doggy.
Hi, can you sit?
Doggy sit.
Oh, can you sit? Yes, that's very nice. Thank you. Would you like liver? How about a piece of liver? That's pretty good. There you go. Hi there. How great. How are you? Who's this?
Dog trainer?
Well, yeah, kind of. So we have a nonprofit and we train people to use their dog for service of others.
Oh, amazing.
And it's not a fee-based thing, it's a ministry. So we do AKC classes, American Kennel Club, Canine Good Citizenship classes, and then we help people get placed where they want to serve. Like if you want to go to an old folks home, or you want to go to a hospital, or you want to go to a senior center, or hospice, or Alzheimer's work. And so that's, we opened a couple channels. If you want to follow us, there's our handles there. And we do these classes. We're trying to come, Canine Z, yeah. We do these classes once a quarter or once every 8 weeks, and bring in like 10 dogs at a local park, and we'll practice for 6 weeks and then get them certified through the AKC.
Yeah.
And then you're free to go where you want to go. And if you've never done it before, we'll help you find a place that's close to you that you want to serve and get you connected with them, and then you can go in there and visit at your leisure.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
so cool. So you have to have a really well-behaved dog for this?
Not, you know,
Because,
it's,
like, my dog is 2. It's a site.
you know what, it has to be able to not be a nuisance.
Yeah.
And that can be a lot of things. Like a playful dog isn't a bad thing.
Sure.
And when they get into the mode of working,
Yeah.
and like you show up at a venue, they get it. Like they know they're on. You can
Sure.
almost do a command of let's go to work.
Yeah.
And then we teach them how to sit in a bed with somebody or sit next to a chair with someone.
How long have you been around? Like, how
Oh,
long have you been
15
doing
years
that?
or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you wonder when he's like less of a puppy.
So he's
Or
2?
he's 2.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's of fine age, and he's capable of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it purebred?
He's a golden doodle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of it.
He's
He has a
got lot
high
of
play
energy.
drive. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes he jumps up on people.
And those are all easily correctable things.
Yeah.
So in our AKC class, we do 6 weeks, and we kind of take you back to the beginning. So sit, wait, come, all of those things, and how to, what we call load the marker, which is, so what's his name?
Stanley.
Stanley. Hi. Can you come over closer?
He's like, I come here to play
So,
with
and
the
he
ball.
knows the word sit. Is it sit that he uses?
Sit, sit.
Yes. Oh. You want a treat?
Okay.
I'll give you something more high
He's-
value.
I was gonna. He's
How about
so
liver?
sweet.
Listen,
Oh,
liver treats?
Well, you know what? This is the treat right here.
Okay.
What I have in
Oh,
my
the
pocket.
BALL?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
He's like ball obsessed.
So loading the marker is teaching the dog that what they just did was what you wanted to do.
Got it. Yeah.
So if he comes back
yeah, he comes back.
and you ask him to sit,
You know, it's funny. I usually stand right there, so I feel like you like drop. Come here. Good boy. Come. Sit.
and then right when he sits, you say the word yes,
Yes.
and you give him either a verbal reward like that, or you
Yeah.
give him a food reward.
Yeah.
And that helps him to understand that what the word you said just got marked
Sure.
with the word yes.
Yeah.
And we do that with sitting, and then we do it with weight, and we learn how to take our pressure off. So like when he's bouncy like this, and if you ask him to sit and wait,
Yeah.
he might wait for a second.
Yeah.
And as soon as you turn away, he's
Yeah, he'll actually. So there's just a couple behaviors that he's pretty good about weight. Like I'll put a piece of bacon at his feet, and he'll stand and look at me, and I'll walk outside and go around, and he'll wait till I get back.
oh good.
But so some things he's like you're like, wow, that's amazing for a 2-year-old dog. And then some things you're like, my mom comes over and he's like, jumps
Jump,
up
jump,
on her, you know.
right.
So there's certain, or like people will come over and he doesn't leave anyone alone. He's
Mm-hmm.
just like, so we're working on it. But yeah, I just wondered like what he would be like in that situation.
So dogs
So cool to
their
mention.
brain is very much like ours, and they develop neural pathways, and
Yeah.
they create these long chains in their brain of reactions to things. Like a door knocking is the common one. Someone knocks on the door, dog goes nuts, runs to the door, bounce, bounce, bounce.
Right.
The more he does that, the more it becomes normal for him. And so in this process, what we would do is when he goes to the door and barks, we would go over, put our body pressure on him. So body pressure for a dog is standing straight towards them. That's a lot of pressure to him, puts a lot of energy against him. When we turn away and we take our pressure off, that's when it's like a kid that's supposed to be doing their homework and you leave the room and they stop doing their homework.
Right.
And you have to come back and bring the pressure. So we slowly
Got that
practice.
too.
We slowly practice with this yes game where they're waiting, and then we turn and we take our pressure off and we say the word, and as long as they're still sitting, we come back and give a reward.
Got it.
And we
Yeah.
continue to do that until we get further and further away in
Sure.
every situation. Now the doorbell knock happens and he goes running to the door, and what we'll want to do is to ask him to go to a place, like a
Yes.
rug or something.
Yeah.
So we teach that word place,
Yeah.
direct him,
I
sit,
think we
wait,
need to work on place because he's like ready to.
sit, yes.
Good boy.
Can you come over here? Place, yes. As soon as his feet touch it,
Okay.
we say the word, and that's how we help him to learn what the word is.
Sure.
Come, yes, sit. Can you go
He's like,
down?
"Oh, you're the treat
Yeah,
man."
oh, can you go all the way down? Not yet.
Not
No,
yet.
because the ball's here.
Yeah, exactly.
The ball
He's
is still
like,
here.
I've been at home while everyone's been at work all day.
So getting the wiggles out's great in the beginning, and then, but it's kind of this systemized practice to break a neural pathway. It's like for people smoking or biting nails or whatever.
Sure.
It takes a long time of thinking through it and going over and over and practicing it until it becomes the norm rather than
Yeah.
the old behavior
Did
becomes
you
the norm.
start as a dog trainer,
I
and
s-
then you started this?
I started. It was probably around 2010, and I've always had a lot of dogs, but they weren't really well behaved. And some friends invited us to go Christmas caroling, and I actually didn't really want to go. And so I said kind of smugly, if I could take my dog, I'll go. And they go, oh, that would be great.
Okay.
So I had to go.
Okay. Yeah.
And we showed up, and it was like,
Interesting.
it was such an incredible experience. They all went in to go Christmas caroling, and some lady called me over with the dog, and like an hour and a half later, I never went with them. I was going person to person. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like my thing. I'm supposed to do this. I had a friend who was a police officer, a canine officer, and he goes, if you're really serious, you need to go to this place in Illinois where they send all of us to get trained. And so I went out there for 2 years in a row and spent 3 weeks in this barn with dogs and learned from the lady that worked with Cesar Millan back in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
he worked more with individuals. She went to do more police work,
Okay.
training like trailing dogs and scent dogs. And she really is just one of those, like, if you get lucky enough to be with a master in their craft.
Right.
And so she taught me how to do what I do. And then over the years, I've just developed this. It was my hobby. I just retired last year. It was my hobby to help people do this.
Okay.
And now that I'm retired, it's like, well, why don't I just do it full time?
Okay.
Um,
And we just started doing the YouTube and making content
Okay.
online
Smart.
a year or so ago.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you?
Hey, you too. Sit.
Yeah, we do a little YouTube and Instagram channel. We do a lot of content around dogs and using your dog to serve other people.
I got it.
Okay, for about 20 minutes.
I understand. Well,
But this is the expert here. If you have
That's
any
a
questions.
beauty. You have a beautiful dachshund.
Thank you.
That was my first 2 dogs as a kid were dachshunds.
Okay.
Yeah,
baby,
Douglas
honey.
is standard dachshund. He wants that ball so bad. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not
Hi,
fair.
Douglas.
No, he's fine.
Okay.
Hi,
He's already been
Douglas.
playing on the beach with a stick, so he's good.
Okay, I won't.
He's worn out.
Yeah. Look at him.
How old is Douglas?
Oh, yeah. He's
Year and a half.
Oh my goodness. You are a beauty.
Maybe a little bit more.
Have you always had dachshunds? Is that your
Over
breed?
20 years.
Yeah. Once you get them, it's kind of hard to get another one, isn't it?
Yeah, when you get a dachshund, you got to get insurance.
Well, yeah.
What,
just said.
is that real?
Sorry.
Yep, it's real.
I just
Yeah.
said he doesn't
Why-
run out for
why the
people or
insurance?
One in
dogs.
4 have a back issue. When they turn
Oh.
about 5 or 6, the composition of their disc changes, and
Uh-huh.
then when they slip their disc, then they lose the mobility in their back. It paralyzes them.
Wow.
Yeah, we had that. My second dachshund had to have the surgery, and
What?
it just didn't go
I'm
well.
really weird.
It was not a good experience.
Yeah, you got to catch it early with the MRI. So I'm prepared for $1,500 and just straight to MRI.
Right.
So
And the recoup is really the place where You know, they want to get going right away. They don't show pain. They're not into, like, human beings regularly demonstrate when we're sore or hurt. Dogs don't. You know, they want to keep going.
Yes,
You just don't want him to run over and just be staring at the
Right here.
ball and knock him.
Yeah, totally. I'll watch it. Yeah.
okay.
He like really tracks with the ball. And he's holding a ball. So it's great. He's walking.
Can you say hi? He walks over.
Isn't that crazy? They got to give it to him now. He earned it. But.
Awesome.
Hey, I'm Jonathan, and thank you so much for joining us today at Trinity Canines. We were today at the Leslie Park in San Clemente, California. We had such a great day with these individuals. There were people coming in with all kinds of dogs, purebreds and mutts and rescues, and you could see that these folks loved their animal. Hopefully you learned a little bit today. Like, subscribe, and join us again at Trinity Canines.